Sorry I had to pause the video really quick. But as I was saying, we can probably figure that Macy might have some type of hearing impairment, and we'll probably find out more about that. And it doesn't sound like Macy is very happy about her mother and stepdad's wedding coming up. So let's keep going. But the poppies are blooming, I say, with a long look out the kitchen window. Growing wildflowers is another one of my specialties. I should be there to witness their grand opening. Mom glances outside to the corner of the backyard, where fuzzy green stems hold buds, round and ripe, a few already open, crimson petals fluttering in the breeze. Fine, she says. Go, but don't put off this job very much longer. It'll be June before you know it. I hug her quick, turn to leave. She taps my shoulder. What now? You still need to pack, too. Right. I'm thinking if I never pack my stuff, I can't move into a new house with a new step-family, ever. Mr. Tanaka tells the class about our final project of 6th grade. I glance at him long enough to see his excitement. How much he thinks we'll love this. But it's still going to mean homework, so I don't expect we'll love it as much as he does. I turn my focus to Miss Eklund, my interpreter, who signs everything Mr. Tanaka says. Miss Eklund fingerspells Genealogy. Genealogy. Says it means where we came from, or rather, who we came from. Ancestors, family history, family tree. As if we're all leaves on a big old maple. We have to trace our roots, make a chart or poster, present our work clearly and thoughtfully. We can include stories from different generations, some photographs if we have them. I've got a feeling my project will be bare, a family tree with only a few leaves clinging to the branches. Besides Mom and me, there's Uncle Caleb in Saskatoon, and my Gran and Grandpa in Detroit. That's it for family. Do you even know your dad's name? Olivia asked me at recess while a bunch of us 6th graders killed time at the edge of the school playground. How on earth are you going to create a decent project? Olivia's been my best friend since I came to Hamilton Elementary in 2nd grade, transferring from Braeside, the school for the deaf. She lives only a block from me, and of all the kids in my class, she knows the most sign language. But sometimes she says something dumb, like asking if I know my father's name, and the other kids laugh. I know I shouldn't let it bug me, tug me, tie me in angry knots, but controlling my temper is not one of my specialties. My hand snaps closed at my mouth, signing, "Shut up." And before I can think, I add, "I hate you." And my stupid foot jabs into the pebbly dirt beside the playground, sprays tiny stones at her shins. My stomach clenches. I want to undo the last minute, dust her off her shoes, her shins, smooth the ground, take back the words my hands hurled. Olivia's face flames pink. Eyes fill, and she turns away. After recess, Mr. Tanaka appears at my desk. He may not know much sign language, but somehow he knows to give me detention. By the time I'm allowed to leave class, Olivia is long gone. Well, I want to share what I think really quick, just a quick think aloud. I know that if my friend said something like that to me, how Olivia asked about her dad and how she's supposed to do this project, I know I would be hurt, and I would be like, why are you saying that in front of all of our friends? But what Macy did, her reaction made Olivia mad, and I know that I've gotten into some arguments with my friends, and I'm sure that you all can relate to this too, and how sometimes we get into arguments with our friends, and hopefully we can forgive each other and make up. So we'll see if that happens. I spoke to Miss Gillen this morning, says Mom. She could really use a hand packing up her books before she moves. Miss Gillen lives next door. There's a for sale sign in her lawn too, but somehow it doesn't look as nasty as the one in ours. Mom says, I told her you'd be glad to help. Me? I haven't even packed my own books yet. Mom's face says she's fully aware of my lack of packing and not exactly happy about it. If you're not getting your own things in order, she says, you may as well help with hers. This is worse than detention. I barely know Miss Gillen. She's old and crabby, and she doesn't sign. I'll pack my things, I promise. Yes, you will. But you'll also help Miss Gillen. Now go, she's expecting you. I wilt like a daisy, snapped off by the stem and left in the afternoon heat. Mom's expression softens. It's only a few boxes of books, she says. It shouldn't take long. I trudge back outside, cross the lawn to Miss Gillen's house, reach up to flick a maple leaf on the branch above me. As I pass, I ring the buzzer and wait. Miss Gillen opens the door, peers down at me, pale blue eyes set deep in her lined face. Her white hair protrudes in wispy waves, reminding me of a dandelion gone to seed. After she lets me in, I follow her to the living room. Stop, stare. 2 walls are orange, bright, bold, nasturtium orange. The other 2 walls are completely hidden by towering shelves of books. Shelves and 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 shelves. A few boxes of books? I'm gonna be here forever. I realize Miss Gillen has been talking. I shake my head, shrug a little. Hope she'll try again with fewer words. She does. She points to a pile of cardboard beside a floor recliner. Flattened boxes. When she hands me a roll of wide tape, I understand. I bend, fold, unfold, try again, until the cardboard becomes a box shape. I tear off a strip of tape that sticks to itself. In a crumpled mess, cut another strip, manage to tape close the bottom of the box. I'm going to pause here real quick, and I want you to notice, I'm going to bring my book up so you can see a little better. But right here, where it says sticks to itself, notice how, notice the author's choice of how she structured the text, sticks to itself. The words on this page essentially look like they're sticking to itself too. And so I think that's something important to notice and something really unique about this book. I'm taping up the 3rd box when my nose wrinkles at the stink of permanent marker. Miss Gillen is writing on box number 1 in thick black letters. Keep. She picks up the 2nd box, writes, donate. Waits for me to hand her box number 3. Writes, recycle. I glance at the 2 walls of shelves, wonder how many more boxes I'll need to make. When I look back at Miss Gillen, she's breathing hard, like she's just ran laps in gym class. But there was only bending, writing, and the stink of marker. She sinks into an armchair. Now I know why she can't pack her own books. I bring a stack from the first shelf, set it on the floor, near the boxes, hold up one book after another, for Miss Gillen's directions. 1. Keep. 2. Donate. 3. Donate. 4. Donate. 5. Keep. A slip of paper falls from book number 6. I reach for it, a receipt. Ink faded away like it melted right into the paper, leaving only a faint stain. I hold it over the recycle box, raise my eyebrows in question. Miss Gillen clamps onto my forearm, drawing it close so she can see the receipt in my hand. She peers intently, releases my arm, takes the paper, and kisses it. Seriously? She kisses an old receipt. Then she starts talking, eyes ablaze, words, mouth moving faster than I can follow. I shake my head, and the words stop. The light in Miss Gillen's eyes dims as she leans back into the chair cushion. She points to the 6th book, still in my hand. Les Miserables. Is it even in English? I watch her lips form the word. Keep, she says, which I'd already guessed. Olivia didn't speak to me, look at me, acknowledge I exist. I sat with Julian and Emma at lunch, but whenever I signed to them, they pasted on big smiles, so fake, nodding, pretending they understood. But I might as well have had a conversation with my sandwich. I'm glad they sat with me, but it's times like this I really miss Desi and my other friends at Brightside, kids I can really talk to. Now that school's done for the day, I should be researching my family tree project. I'm going to stop here really quick because I'm getting ahead of myself. But one thing I want to real quick go back to is when Macy found that receipt in the book, and Miss Gillen insisted that she keep the receipt. So think about what sort of significance that receipt has. Remember, she kissed it. And so that receipt obviously means something to her, and we will probably find out. Also, I want to point out when Macy said, I really miss Desi and my other friends at Brightside, kids I can really talk to. Think about how you would feel. Just put yourself in Macy's shoes, and if you use sign language to communicate, and you went to a brand new school where barely anybody knew how to use sign language, how would you feel? I would definitely feel lonely. I'd feel uncomfortable because I wouldn't be able to express myself. So just keep that in mind too. But I have to help Miss Gillen, who stopped trying to talk to me yesterday after the book 6 incident, like it was suddenly too much trouble, not worth it, and I'm feeling more and more like I dried up, all alone on my branch leaf. I ring the bell. Wait. Until Miss Gillen opens the door, wearing scarlet pants and an orange blouse, as bright as her walls. She leans against the doorframe, catching her breath. When she's ready, I head for the living room, but she stops me, leads me down the hall to the kitchen. Slow as a fuzzy caterpillar, making its way along the fence top. She points to a chair, so I pull it out from the table, sit down, wonder what I'm in for. She sets a glass of lemonade on the table, hands me a sheet of paper filled with handwriting. After giving me a nod, Miss Gillen pours another glass of lemonade, sits across from me, sips, waits while I read. I'd left my favorite novel on the bus. I knew the ending well, of course, and yet I bought another copy in a shop. Got chatting with the man who worked the till. He loved the book, it seemed, as much as I. It's closing time, he said, neck blushing pink. Perhaps I'd like to get some tea with him, the small cafe next door. I said I would. We took a window seat and talked for hours of Jean Valjean. Cosette, a priest who dared to offer second chances. Oh, such fun to speak of books, redemption, hope. The world went by on rainy streets outside. Next day, I found my way back to the little shop. "He's gone back east," the owner said of him. "His father passed. He'll have to help his mom. I don't expect him back for quite some time, if ever." Then I stepped outside and paused beneath the bookshop sign. A storied life. Took in the lines and swirls of the words, and stored away the memory of when I'd left my favorite novel on the bus. Was this the story? With all the words? The 6th book story from yesterday? I rushed to the living room, find the keep box, grab Les Miserables, and return to the kitchen. I tap a finger on the book cover, then on the first line of Miss Gillen's story. I sign, "Favorite book?" Move my mouth in the shape of the words, hoping she'll understand. She smiles. "Yes, my favorite book." "In the man?" I ask, pointing at the handwritten words on the paper. I never saw him again. I find a pen right on the back of Miss Gillen's paper. "We should find him." What an adventure that could be, but she's shaking her head, doesn't want to search. She takes the pen from my hand. It was years ago, decades. That story had the right ending, even if it was a little sad. For just a moment, Miss Gillen reminds me of an autumn leaf, just as alone as I am. And that's it for this read aloud. That's as far as I'm going to go. I just want to note the end and think about this really quick. This last part, Miss Gillen reminds me of an autumn leaf, just as alone as I am. And just let that sink in. And obviously Macy's been feeling alone. And this story that Miss Gillen just shared with Macy kind of reveals that Miss Gillen feels the same way. She might be feeling alone too. And maybe in the future, Miss Gillen and Macy are going to connect over that. And I just want to share what kind of the main idea of this part of the book is, this section, page 1 through 30. Throughout this section, Macy's going through a lot of changes. It's really apparent that Macy's going through a lot of changes, and she is trying to navigate her feelings and navigate how the heck she's going to get through 6th grade, how she's going to finish this project when everything in her life is turning upside down. And we're going to see how the story unfolds with Macy and her neighbor, Miss Gillen. And we're also going to see what happens with Macy's mom and stepdad. So that's it for this section of the book. Thanks for listening.